Hi friends and fellow beaders, welcome back to Jewelry with Jen. Of course, I am Jen, for those of you that do not know me. Welcome, welcome, welcome everybody. And I'm so excited because I know you can see what I have in front of me. It's our design inspiration video for the June Suncatchers American Stars. I am so, I can hardly contain myself, seriously, you guys. I'm so excited because I'm in love with this month's themed Suncatchers. This just is so cute and so festive and so fun. I just love, love, love. Hopefully you guys just caught the launch video of our June Suncatchers American Stars. And so here's what we have, guys. We talked about our supplies and everything included in the kit in our launch video a few days ago. However, I'll go through them, the supplies again for those of you that did not catch the video. And then what we're going to do is, as I always do every month, we're going to jump into a little crafting and see what I can come up with to give you maybe a little inspiration for these fun, festive Suncatchers. And this is the large bag we're going to work on today. We only had 2 bags this month, guys. We had the large and the jumbo, very limited. And there are a few left. And, you know, as always, guys, I've made extra. You know, I started to do that 2 months ago after we had such a quick sellout. So I have made extra bags this month, but they are limited. They stay up and listed, obviously, until they sell out. So get yours if you have not already while you can before they are gone, because when they're gone, they're gone. And then we'll roll into next month in themed Suncatchers and see what I can come up with. But every month is a new theme, as you know. And this month is American Stars. So let's jump into it, my lovies. So here's what we have. So we have one that I've already done. And now we're going to do another one, and we'll see what I can come up with. But you guys, I cannot. Okay? I mean, do you see how sparkly and fun these are? And what I really love is we have all the rondelles that are faceted, and of course the white are opaque. However, they still, you know, will shine, and they're so fun. We had to go red, white, and blue. I had to. I couldn't not. I had to do it for June. But the blue and the red, of course, are transparent, and they'll pick up more of the sun. But here's the thing. Never mind the prism. That'll just shine and sparkle like crazy. But the chain and is so sparkly. And then our stars. Our stars are textured, and they're so sparkly. And I hope the camera is doing it justice right now with just my light. They're very, they're just, because of the texture, they really pick up the light. So here's what I came up with. So here's my first one I did. And what I did here, guys, was I decided to do 3 runs of the Starlink chain. So I did 1, 2, 3. And then I decided to do 3 separate runs of my rondelles with both of my stars right there. And then I did a larger run of the fun Starlink chain, connected it right there to my Chandelier Hook. And so that's that guy, and he turned out so cute. We'll keep him in camera, but let's see what I can come up with on the fly here. So what I've done, guys, is I've given you just the most darling combination of American Star themed supplies to go in this beautiful kit this month. And so for our large kits, guys, they're all exactly the same. Everybody gets the very same prism this month. And it's like an octagonal, you know, drop. You know, like it's kind of, you know, an octagon has 8 sides, right? I think a hexagonal or pentagonal has 5. Not a scientist. I don't know. I think this has more than 8 sides, but I'm calling it, you know, a hexagonal purposefully because that's kind of the only thing that it can remind me of. There's some AB rainbow faceting finish on the one side, and then the rest of it is all clear. So I'm sorry, it's on two sides, that rainbow faceting, but they're just absolutely beautiful. I really love them because it just reminds me, obviously, of the flag. This was kind of the closest thing that I could get when I was developing this month's theme to, you know, the stripes in the flag. So that's what I came up with, and I think it looks fantastic. And it's totally different. We haven't done a prism in this style the last 4 months. So we have our prism, friends, and then of course we have our red, white, and blue faceted rondelles in 8mm. We get 6 of each for a total of 18. So you have 18 of your beautiful rondelles, and then our darling Starlink chains, Starlink connector links, and they're textured, as you can see, and everybody gets 2. So you have 2 of your Starlinks, and then our awesome, this is just, I cannot, this is like so next level because it's so cute. I can't. It's the Starlink chain. I've already actually cut, you get a nice, much more than the 16 inches in your kit of the Starlink chain. It is soldered, okay? I've already cut mine up a little bit because I think I know where I might want to go, but at any rate, so it's soldered, guys, and you can see in between, let me see if I can get it, in between each star is a oval link that connects them, and it's all soldered, okay, so nothing opens, which is really great. Makes, for the durability I was looking for in our Suncatchers. But when you cut it, you know, of course you can cut it anywhere you want, but to keep your stars intact, you can cut that little oval link in between your chain, however you want. So there's our fun Starlink chain. You get 16 inches of that. And then our split rings, friends, you're going to get 4. You'll get 6 jump rings. And these are the 18 gauge this month, guys. So they're, you know, thicker, much more durable. They close really nicely. I really like them. So you're going to get 6 of your jump rings. And then, of course, our S-hook or chandelier hook in antique silver. It's extremely durable. I don't know what the gauge is, but it's probably like a 10 or a 12 gauge because it's really durable. And what I like about it is the ring portion right here, the loop, almost is, from the manufacturer, the way they came, are very good quality, and it's almost completely closed, so I kind of like that. So you don't have to pivot it open if you don't want to. No, you certainly can, but I really like them, so that's why I'm giving you all the additional options, heavier on our jump rings and our split rings this month, because you can use either of those up at the top, or you can also feed the mono through, the monofilament, and it's not going to really slide off because this is so well closed, this hook we're going to use to hang them this month. And then, of course, I don't have it in front of me, but you'll get what you're, as I include with every kit, you'll get a yard of your monofilament and 6 crimps. Okay, so that's what we have. Let me pull up some of my crimps right now. The exact crimps that you are going to get. So let me get 6 of them out. You get 6 crimps and a full yard of mono. So you have plenty of options, friends. So let's jump into it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and so what we're going to do this month, guys, is I would recommend, now I've showed you in previous months how to go ahead and, you know, feed your mono through, do your double loop, and crimp it off. But this one does not have the hole on the top. This one has the hole going through the center, this prism. So that's why I included the split rings, the additional count of split rings, because it's going to be much easier to go ahead and just feed on. So that's how I'm going to utilize my prism this month on the split ring to get myself started, because it just snaps right in and it's not going to come off. So we're good and solid there. And so I start out by doing that, and let's see, my friends. Okay, so I know we're going to need some mono. And so I've got, this is so fun. I love the way I did it. I did the red, white, blue on each of the runs. And then I kept my stars together here. I'm going to do a little something different so we really mix it up. Now, what I'm kind of thinking I want to do is I do want to start out with a little bit of the star chain on the bottom here. And again, what's great about this Starlink chain is you can just literally feed it right on these split rings. And boom, it goes right on there without having to use a jump ring. So that's fun. Okay, and so now I think what I want to do, guys, is I want to do a run of my red, white, and blue. But here's what I think I'm going to do. I think I'm going to separate my red, white, and blue this time. So I'm going to put a crimp. Well, first I'm going to feed my monofilament through my Starlink chain. And then I'm going to grab a crimp and feed that on. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the tail through the crimp on one side here. And then I'm just going to hold one side and holding my crimp in my other hand, I'm going to just feed that mono up and pull one side only. So it'll come down because we're going to end up trimming that tail anyway. And as I've said in many other, ooh, okay, well then just drop and throw things then, Jen, okay. Goodness. As I've said in many videos, guys, with the Suncatchers about crimping them. So if you're new to my channel, a new subscriber, and you haven't seen my previous Suncatcher design inspiration videos, I've talked about this over and over again because this is very important. So the crimps I give you guys, they really adhere well to our monofilament. Okay, they do. And that's why I give you what I give you. Okay, because it works. Now, you can certainly use your chain nose, flat nose, or your crimper tool to crimp your crimp on your mono. Or you can use a bent nose, which I have not used yet. And the reason I'm going to use that is just to mix it up. But the most important thing, guys, again, without going into repetition, is two things. Is we're making sure, number one, that our monofilament is not crossed. And number two, we're only going to squeeze it once. We do not squeeze them twice, the crimps. If I go like this and try to fold it with any of my pliers or my crimper, it will slide because the monofilament is slippery. But if you do it once, as you can see, we do our tug test. It's on there, guys. It grips beautifully, these crimps, to the mono. We're solid as a rock. We don't need to mess with it anymore. So just be mindful, friends, for those of you that are new subscriber or new to my channel, and as I just said, have not seen my previous videos on, I've gone over and over and over this, so that you guys can just make sure that you're doing it correctly, and you're ensured that your Suncatchers are nice and durable, they're not coming apart, you're good to go, okay? So we're just going to crimp them once, squeeze them once, your crimps on the mono. And so red, white, and blue. So we'll put blue at the bottom. And what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to do all of my colors in separate runs. So I'm just going to do some color blocking. But this ought to be cute, I feel. There's just so many ways. Oh, you guys, these are so cute. I cannot. These are just, I'm telling you, aside the butterflies and bumblebees, I'm feeling like these are like just about one of my favorites. So, oh, before I put my crimp on, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do another link of chain. So I'm going to feed my Starlink chain on my mono, put my crimp through, and, no, that's wrong. I need my crimp on the other side. So I'll put the crimp on first. And then we'll feed that star chain on. And then we'll grab the tail around the chain, put it through the mono, and now you guys can get really fun and creative. You know, you can make this piece of monofilament as long or as short as you want. So I am going to pull mine all the way down. You don't have to do that. You can crimp it anywhere you want. Like I just said, you can really have fun with the monofilament, extending, you know, the length of your Suncatchers. Just so many options. And so I've got that down, and now I'm going to go ahead, let me move that out of the way, and I'm going to give it a nice firm squeeze just once, and then I'll cut that off. there we go. And then what I think I'm gonna do in the next run here, friends, is, do I have that cut correctly? Yeah, that's good. Okay, so next thing I think I'm gonna do is I am going to go with, I think maybe another run. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, that feels like, that feels right. So I think I'm gonna go and do a run now of the whites. And so we'll feed the mono through that last link of that star chain there, feed on a crimp, do the same thing I just did in the blue run. We'll grab the other tail of the mono, put it through the crimp, and then we will feed that down and make sure that our mono is not crossed and crimp that off. My tug test, that's good. Okay, and then I'm gonna do my white. I'm just feeding these rondelles through that tail there, the bottom, there we go. And now what I think I'm going to do is, what am I gonna do? You know, I'm gonna use another small link. I'm gonna put this on, but then I think I'm gonna cut it so it can be a little bit more closer to what I've done down here. So I've got my crimp on, feed my mono through that star link chain, and same thing, put that tail through your crimp, just pull that down to whatever desired length you want, and then we'll go ahead and give that a nice squeeze. Did I mess that crimp up? Not sure if I got that crimp properly. It kind of went sideways on me. See if I can get that. Okay, I think I did it. Let me just double check myself. Yeah. Okay, now flush cut that. And let's see, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 4 links here. I think I'm just gonna go with 4 links. So 1, 2, 3, 4 stars right there. And I'm gonna cut it in that center where that loop is. And now what I'm gonna do is I am going to put on a, you know, I can do a split ring or a jump ring. Let's do a jump ring. So I'm gonna put a jump ring on, and let me grab another pair of pliers. And we'll close, oh, let me add the thing to it first. I think I'm gonna add my star. I have my star right there. Close my jump ring. And then I am going to add another little link of chain. So I'm gonna open up my jump ring. I'm gonna connect it on my star connector, and then put my star link chain on that. I'm gonna close up the jump ring. And then I'm gonna go with the same thing I just did, the 4 links of the star chain, 1, 2, 3, 4. And now I'm gonna go with my red. I think I can get it with this scrap piece. So I'll put that through, grab a crimp, feed that mono through my crimp. Just went flinging on me. I'm just sliding that crimp down. And let me uncross those. And we'll give that a squeeze. And then we'll go with our reds. We're almost done. And let me find that other crimp. Feed that on. And then another little piece of star chain. And same thing we've been doing. Just wrap that around the chain, feed that tail through the crimp. And I'll pull that all the way down. Oops, forgot to tuck my tail in down here. Let me get that tucked in. There we go. And we'll pull that. And let me get that crimp straight this time. Give that a nice squeeze. And cut off my excess. And then I just have the 4 links, 1, 2, 3, 4. One, two, three, 4. And now I am going to add my other star, and I am going to do a jump ring since I did the same thing over there. You could use the split ring too, as I showed you down here. All of these components, guys, work really well with each other. Everything connects with everything. So there are literally a gazillion and one ways that you can put these together because you have endless options. All of your components are going to work with each other. So any way you want to put things together, you're not going to run into any issues with whatever you want to connect to what. And now I am going to take this last little link of chain that I have here, and I am going to connect it with a jump ring right on the top of my star connector. I'm going to feed my longer link run of link chain here. Feed that right on the jump ring. Close up my jump ring. And now I am going to take that last piece and I am going to go ahead and feed that through a split ring there. And then I'm going to take my connector and do the same. And just feed it right on the split ring here. And we are done. Woohoo! I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and let's see what we have, and thank you for sticking with me. Hopefully this gives you guys a little inspiration. There's so many fun ways, but look at how much longer I made that one, and look how fun that is with the red, white, and blue completely separated. Lots and lots of link chain in between, you know, the stars in between. It's just darling, but I made that one really long. Gosh, guys, I don't know, that's probably a good 35 inches or so. That's a nice length there. So look at how fun that is. And let's see the difference. Yeah, I made that one quite a bit different, quite a bit longer. So that's what we have, friends. So I'll put them both in camera here for you so you can see the way I did either one here. Let's see if I can get it all in camera. Okay, and then we have this one. Oh, that was fun. This one was really fun to put together. And what's cool too, notice, you know, these cool star connector links, you know, the jump rings. If you choose to use the jump rings or the split rings for that fact, they'll kind of go around in the wind and dangle in all the angles of the star. And it's just, it's so fun. They're so fun. Oh my goodness, it's just so fun. I cannot. I cannot. Okay, so now we've got that one. And let me bring him up. Hopefully you've got, let me see, I've got that all on camera, yeah. Okay, so there you guys go. So there's some fun inspiration for our large Suncatcher kits for the month of June. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. And while they are still available, pick up your Suncatchers if there's any left. I haven't checked today, I'm not sure. But at any rate, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed, and thank you so much for joining me today and having some fun designing the American Star Suncatcher large kits, and having a little fun with crafting. So relaxing. They are so beautiful. This one is definitely, I think, my favorite. I'm just in love with this, all that star chain. I don't know where I'm going to put him, but he's going to be adorning my patio somewhere. Until next time, friends, be blessed.